There were plenty of speeches last night as the DNC speakers tried to unify their party behind Hillary Clinton. Some bashed Donald Trump while others hyped up Hillary, but Michelle Obama had a slightly different message about America.
So, don't let anyone ever tell you that this country isn't great, that somehow we need to make it great again, because this right now is the greatest country on earth.
What kind of a man cheats students, cheats investors, cheats workers? Well, I'll tell you what kind of a man. A man who must never be president of the United States.
I've known Hillary for almost a quarter century. I've never met anyone smarter, tougher, or more ready to lead us forward.
This 2 weeks ago.
Joining us right now is 32 Advisor, CEO, and outside advisor to President Obama, Robert Wolf. Robert, good to see you.
Great to be here.
That was a big night last night. The speeches, so your reaction?
Listen, we spoke right before, and I think we were all of our Democrat friends were a little nervous based on what was happening during the day. It was all really on Senator Warren, Senator Sanders, and First Lady Michelle Obama. And the three of them brought it home. I mean, I think, listen, Michelle's speech was crazy good. I don't even know what else to say. But, you know, until then, there was, you know, a little booing and a little nerve-wracking. But that's a convention. But strong speeches, great ending.
What do you think the supporters of Bernie Sanders are going to do at the end of the day?
I think, you know, a disproportionate amount. I'm talking like 85–90% will end up voting for Secretary Clinton, and I think the rest will probably go third party. I think very few will go to Donald Trump because the fact is Supreme Court to them is going to be one of the biggest aspects to their decision making, and I think there's a slim to none chance they think that they would want Donald Trump to be that decision maker.
What do you think, Dave?
According to the polls, though, Robert, you've got 13 to 25% who say they are undecided right now. Usually it's much lower. Usually it's in the single digits at this point. And do the Democrats need to be careful to basically send a positive message about Hillary Clinton instead of bashing Donald Trump? It's one of the same things that we talked about last week. It was heavy on bashing Clinton, but maybe a little too little on promoting Donald Trump and who he is as a person. Do they need to be careful of that?
Absolutely. And I think last night, I mean, other than Elizabeth Warren, I would say they weren't attack dogs last night at all. It was a much more uplifting, pro-democracy, pro-unity, pro-diversity speech. But I agree with you, and pro-vote beats an anti-vote anytime. We learned that a long time ago when it was Kerry versus Bush. It was Kerry was anti-Bush, Bush was pro-Bush, and he won because people want to vote for something that they believe in. And I think with both of them, the most important thing is going to be get out the vote. And to get out the vote is you go to that ballot because you want to go and vote for someone.
Right. Totally. I absolutely agree. And I want to add, and I'm going to say something nice about George Bush now, so brace yourselves. Bush was also very pro-America. And I think that that was really central to Michelle's speech last night, to talk about why we are great already, that we have never not been great. And that should be part of the optimistic message. And if you're high on America, I think that you're going to do well. And I agree about this not bashing Trump thing. I don't think it resonates. I don't think people want to play those games. And I think that while Elizabeth Warren is a fantastic senator and I respect her a lot, I thought her speech last night was the weakest one of them and actually showed why she wasn't a good VP pick. Because if you had her and Hillary on that ticket, it would not be appealing, certainly to working-class white men. So you look at a Cory Booker, and I think that if you were going to pick a progressive, that would have been a better pick for that. So I think, you know, she's settling into this attack dog role, and that's all well and good, and she has the great zingers or whatever it is, but it was the right VP choice for her to take Kaine.
Point, the fight's for the center. Okay, the progressives have moved left, the conservatives have moved right, and we're down to 10 swing states, and it's going to be the independent vote,
which is 40% of the electorate now.
So how do they reach the independent?
I think they're going to have to talk substantive policy and really get away from nationalistic and populist rhetoric, and I think that will happen the next 3-4 months. you're going to have people really talking.
Even from Trump?
And they need to focus on improving her numbers on trustworthiness, because a record number of people find her untrustworthy. How you change that in 3 days, I have no idea.
I don't think it is only about changing someone's perception. It's about making a choice. Okay, I can go through the numbers where, you know, Trump is viewed to be relatively disqualified by a majority of the people. So,
and certainly by his own party.
And that's what they say about Hillary, too, because of the trustworthiness and the lies.
The more they get
the same thing.
The more the voters have gotten to know Hillary Clinton over a quarter of a century, the less they trust her. That is tricky, and it is dangerous if you're running for the highest office in the land in a few months.